2 division champion, is that right, Ricardo? Is that right?
I believe so. Immediately, Pato pulling guard. Pato known for some very, very deadly leg locks.
Yeah, but I must say that Dante has looked incredible lately. So
yeah,
very, very good. So we'll see what both have. Pato gonna get underneath and looking like he wants to fall sweep. He's trying to get underneath on that far leg.
Dante Leon. Just an amazing job here in Who's Number One. Big win over Ethan Krelestein. Juan Alvarenga has had wins over Cody Steele. Representing Pedigo submission.
Yeah, Pato trying to invert again to get that knee on the floor. He's trying to pull the foot, use that left leg over the top to get Dante's knee turned to the mat. Expose the back and expose inversions.
You know, when you say the word submission hunter, or use the phrase submission hunter, Diego Pato is the epitome of that expression. He's a guy that truly goes after it.
Yeah, and he finds them very quickly. Like off of his inversions, he'll find legs and he'll have them straight very, very quickly. He'll be on an attack as like basically as his inversion ends, and it's very fast.
Recently had that big win over Diogo Hayes, Baby Shark.
Yeah.
And Who's Number 120.
What's interesting, though, is that, you know, right now, Pato's trying to invert onto the outside. Because outside sort of spins and inside spins. And Dante has already lived in those, done very well in his career with those. So he knows the game. Trying to stuff through, trying to get that knee through the middle a little bit more. All about getting above the knee and to the hips here. He's gonna try to go on a straight foot lock or that toe hold, that modified toe hold. Now that thing can hurt, but there Pato's in on the leg. Sort of into the K-guard style. He's got his knee line. He had his knee. Yeah, there you see. He yanked that knee line in there. That's something that he's very good at. Is all of a sudden, wham! He's able to get above the knee when it looked like I didn't really have this. All of a sudden, he did.
Yeah,
he's very good at in that department.
He is able to hit an attack at lightning speed, and like when he does it, it's on.
Yeah.
It's funny, you know, Diego Pato, you know, very quiet guy, but after his last Who's Number One match, he actually called for this match. He said, I want to go up, I want to fight for the 155 belt, I want to be the champ of Who's Number One. And it's a match that we were discussing. We originally had another opponent for Dante Leon. That opponent had to withdraw from the competition. We called up Pato, and immediately he accepted. And it's great to see. Not a lot of, especially champions, want to step up in weight divisions to take on other champions, but Pato did it. And Dante, you know, he said, you know what, it'll be a good scrap. Let's do it.
Yeah. Now watch Pato try to get Dante's knee to the floor using this sort of like scooped De La Hiva. But Pato almost had he created a little bit earlier almost an access to Dante's back. That was interesting. Didn't really work out to anything, but they're getting around now.
This is a heavy pace for Dante to be playing with. If he's going to do this for 15 minutes, it's a lot of movement, a lot of countering, a lot of pressure.
Yeah, right now he hasn't really found a way through this position yet. Not been able to really get down and get above the knees. Hasn't really tried to go around yet. Pato trying to get out, hold that back heel. I would say that he would probably want, he's gonna, at some point, if he can create that angle, circle that right leg. If he can get that ankle, circle that right leg behind, go back, butterfly hook.
So we're just over 5 minutes in this match. So far, Pato, I think, has been the only one.
Judges' favor,
submission attempt.
Blue.
Yeah, he's getting the judges' favor so far. Left in this match. Dante on top, looking to pass the guard of Diego Pato. Dante's had just an incredible year, competing many different events. AIGA, IBJJF, you know, just all different formats. Pato gets to the top position now. This should be interesting.
Yeah, that was a nice little leg entry to come up. Finds himself now knee shield for Leon, and I think he's got a right hand in between the leg there trying to scoop, but that cross face from Pato will slow that down.
Dante
nice right on a straight foot lock. He got on that quick. Got on that very quick.
Saw a little grimace in the face of Dante Leon. Diego Pato had a nice little bite.
Did. He went on that again. It's the speed of what he can get your leg extended. It's quite remarkable when he like his submission goes from sort of like an inversion or a leg entry to all of a sudden that thing's on, and it does that very well.
Guy Mendes is saying it's going to be the year of the duck. Duck means Pato in Portuguese, but Dante Leon, man, is just a gamer, so strong. He says this could be one of his last matches here at 155. And, you know, he said he wanted to go up to 170. And Pato said to me, man, you know, Dante's got to worry about his own division instead of going up.
He's got a double hook there. Now see if he can open up the right leg. He's going to try to drag over to the other side or even sit in a leg lock of his own, Dante, if he swings that right leg over around that hip.
Dante trying to control the wrist of Pato, just trying to shut down these attacks, but Pato just countering here. Man, Dante has had an incredible year. Like I said, we've seen him at AIGA, we've seen him at IBJJF events, we've seen him here at Who's Number One. But the match is not going like a normal Dante Leon match today. So it's very interesting, and I don't know if that's the specific strategy that Dante has, or has Dante thrown him off his game a little bit.
He's having a hard time cracking the shell. Pato again and on the heel. He got it.
Oh, and Diego Pato just submitted Dante Leon. Are you kidding me? Diego Pato is your winner. Wow.
Whoa. I mean, again, we talk about, he got in on the heel and it was on faster than Leon could begin his counter. And just I think that might have been his left leg, I'm not sure. He left the leg behind, left it by the hip. And then Pato was in on that, sucked it up. You can
see, look at that replay here.
Watch Leon's left leg. He left that leg behind, goes in on that heel. Outside leg position, heel hook already on.
Dante Leon has looked unstoppable.
Yeah,
here.
oh yeah.
Diego Pato just submitted him. Grabs his 145-pound strap, brings it to the mat. He wants to show off the bling in the both belts. Wow, I can't believe that happened, Sean Williams.
The official decision, the winner in the blue corner and new lightweight, who's #1 champion, Diego Pato.
Here in the pans in this light featherweight division.
Malachi's matches were across the way, and he was lighting up the crowd every single match he had. Very beloved competitor here in Orlando. But Diego Pato has been having just his own era in terms of competition.
Diego Pato competed in the absolute division here at the Pans. Won his first match against, I believe, a super heavyweight competitor, and then dropped a match to Marcus Scooby, who ended up making the final.
Very interesting.
Pato always looking for a challenge. Sorry, Jake.
I was going to say, it's very interesting. Did you notice Pato threw that leg all the way over, taking advantage of the rule change for the footlock where he can roll that way? Used to not be able to roll, in Diego Pato's case, used to not be able to roll to the left on the footlock, now able to at the black belt level. And so he really threw it as hard as he could over. Gave up 2 in the process, but Diego Pato, of course, a very ambitious competitor.
He's got some great footlocks.
Oh, and he gets
there
a
he
tap!
goes, Diego
Pato makes it happen! Wow!
Early on in this light featherweight final here at the Pans, Diego Pato gets the footlock submission. That's another gold for Pato here at the Pans, and another gold for Art of Jiu-Jitsu.
He snuck that in there, and in a position where I didn't think he really had the footlock that tight. Gets the submission.
Wow, what a performance from Diego Pato.
And your 2024 Pan male light featherweight champion is Diego Pato.
Acelera no ataque, vamos atacar, vamos atacar. Vai chegando, vai chegando, vai chegando, vai chegando, vai chegando mais perto. Ó, chegou, chegou, chegou. Chegou. Chegou, chegou, vai fazer a troca. Vem calma agora, vem calma. Tá na boa? Se ajeita, não deixa sair não, vai se ajeitando. Pode acelerar a guarda, vamos. Não deixa fechar. Aí, boa. Atenção com omoplata, hein? Atenção com omoplata. Vai ser omoplata. Escorrega mais, vai longe, vai longe. Botando o peso pra passar aí. Afasta ele, Matheus, os braços. Aí, ó. Fala ele agora, Pato. O joelho, o joelho.
A very technical competitor, a tactician, Jonas Andrade. But he's up against the dangerous Diego Pato.
Diego Pato representing Art of Jiu-Jitsu. Jonas Andrade representing Cicero Costa International. Pato in on the crab ride. Oh, it's almost on the back already.
Already
Climbing his
deep.
way up. One hook for Pato.
And with a choking grip. It's around the chin, but 4 points for Diego Pato in the first 30 seconds.
What a start to this match for Diego Pato. Looks like he has a deep grip, slightly over the chin of Jonas Andrade. But he's still able to finish from here. Pato throws his left leg over the shoulder.
Oh my goodness, Danny.
Trying to adjust the grip even deeper.
Yep, readjusts the grip. He's in such a good spot. Oh, and you can just see the torque on that, on the chin of Jonas Andrade.
Got Jonas's left arm trapped.
You can see Diego's trying, every time he tries to adjust, he's trying to get it to get over the chin.
Now Pato going for an Ezekiel from the back.
This is such a tight choke.
Pato adjusting the position.
Pato still has the left arm of Jonas Andrade trapped, but now without any choke. Jonas still in the match so far.
Just over 2 minutes into this light featherweight final of the 2024 Worlds. Pato trying to finish Jonas Andrade.
Oh, and
now
that's
he gets
it!
the tap. Diego Pato, three-time world champion.
Makes it happen again, and in perhaps his most dominant fashion yet.
Incredible match for Diego Pato. Gets the win over the super tough Jonas Andrade. Wow.
And your 2024 male light featherweight champion is
Diego Pato wins his third black belt world title here in 2024.
About 40 seconds into the match, he already had 4 points for back control. Not long after that, gets a submission victory Man, Diego Pato Oliveira is unreal.
Submission win for Pato in the final. Like you said, Jake, took the back really early in the match.
The action going. Diego Pato Oliveira fighting out of Costa Mesa, California, pulling guard right away. Representing Art of Jiu-Jitsu. He's got big wins over Diogo Hayes, Damian Anderson, Josh Cisneros, and Dante Leon here at who's number 1. 3-time IBJJF world champion. Fabricio Andre with the little jumping Kimura attack there. Andre fighting out of Sao Paulo, Brazil, now representing Alliance Jiu-Jitsu. He's a lightning fast guard passer.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to kind of remember there's 4 ways to pass the guard, right? You go through it, around it, under it, or over it. He's tried to go over it right there. With that flying Kimura, just lost his grip a little bit.
Fabricio Andre on top. Diego Oliveira, Pato Oliveira. They're calling it the year of the duck. Pato's been winning every single event he's been in. And Pato, you know, you mentioned, you know, he's got that false reap. He's a specialist at that false reap game. He's got a weird, unique kind of guard. Very submission oriented.
Yeah. Andre trying to circle to his right side. It's good. He's got a good leg drag pass. It's not necessarily he's trying to display that right there. He throws the leg by, gets his knee wedged in there, and then gets down very quickly. He's very good at it. Pato, that 2-on-1 wrist, trying to pull or move, pushing Andre forward.
Jonathan Gracie in the corner of Fabricio Andre. Getting some championship advice there.
Yeah.
Definitely a contrast to those two styles. Complete opposite pace. But very technical nonetheless, both of them. There it is, that rolling Kimura attempt.
Yeah, he's got a good grip on this now. He actually he has really got a good grip on the Kimura here. He was able to get past to the guard. Now let's see if he can keep it. He's got the knee on the stomach. He's got to get his knees down in front of the head.
And he was straightening it there first to get position, and man, this could be it.
Yeah, he's got to get around the head. The left knee, that will help.
With the legs inverted, that was close.
Yeah, that's nice.
And I feel like with Andre, he could just keep trying to do that over and over again. And that guy's got an incredible gas tank.
Yeah, that was a nice way to get around, to get over the guard, and he did it very well.
It's amazing because he's so fast at passing, but Diego is so fast at recovering. So they just shut each other down. That's why we see the rolling Kimura attacks. Because he's got to get, like you said, he's got to get over it.
Yeah. Pato has an overwrap of that leg. He still has it. He's able to use that to come onto the top now. Pato uses that foot to sweep, so now he's got a reaping position.
Fabricio's game, you know, loves the flying arm blocks, loves the flying triangles, loves the rolling Kimuras, obviously. Will attack legs, but I don't consider him essentially like a leg lock specialist.
Right.
but he's so fast and so slippery that he may not technically escape leg locks the right way, but it's just his athleticism enables him to kind of escape. And look at that, taking the back of Pato is Fabricio Andre now. Doesn't have any hooks in, but he's got a good strap there on the back.
Yep, he's got to push the foot through on that left side. He's looped the leg over now. And that can actually be Pato's way out if he doesn't stay there. Now it's trouble. His arm, that's knee deep there on the shoulder. He's trying to slide around, but he's in the Kimura.
Judges favor blue.
Fabricio Andre can just go to the knees, and it'll essentially be like a cross-side Kimura, or even dig his right hand as an underhook and go to the knees. Still on the Kimura. If he feels like he loses it, he could always thread a right arm underhook and then just come up to the knees.
Look at that little modified grip that Fabricio has on the left hand of Pato.
Yeah, one-on-one. If you can get a hand to the floor and get it tucked underneath the butt, that'd be beneficial. Pato needs to get rid of that hand. Once he gets rid of the grip, he can start getting out. He can actually go and hug Fabricio's head and move his head down to the floor, and he can start to exit. There he's going to use his feet. There he's out of the Kimura. Now he's out all the way.
Stop!
A nice position. Almost had a very, very deep underhook there. Fabricio Andre, there he is. Almost again. Pato able to frame out on him.
The movement of Fabricio it's incredible.
Yeah, it's giving Pato some real problems. If he puts that right knee down on the ground right now, he'll feel a lot heavier than when it's posted. Both knees go down, then he can leg pummel past and move around the back. But that leg posted keeps the hooks a little strong because it elevates your hip a little. Oh, and then his right leg came out.
Pato in the seated guard position now. He's got to watch those arms. Side to side passing attempt there by Fabricio.
Trying to turn it off balance to get under on the leg, but Fabricio doing a good job of controlling that wrist.
Yeah, he's just doing overall a great job of shutting down all of Pato's attempts. He knows what he's trying to do. And he utilized a lot of attacks of his own. He was able to get to that crucifix position and attempt the Kimura attempt several times. Pato, we're really kind of seeing Pato out of his element here for this match. You know, Fabricio has him a little frazzled, I think.
Yeah, he's struggling to get through that wrist high on the far side and getting it really in per se, because Fabricio's out and then he's in really deep or around very, very quickly. It's getting deeper. Oh,
Yeah,
now he's got a
I was
little
just going to
cradle.
say, he's getting a little too close to Pato there with his head. But you now using that to get control of the hips there for a second.
There's the underhook on that right side.
Pato, no. His defense by Fabricio. Nice back take attempt there by Pato. I feel like we're going to see a Cranby roll from Fabricio potentially.
Nice little figure four here now on this side to stay stuck.
And if Pato lands his right foot on the mat and he gets rid of this hook, watch out for a throw from Fabricio. That's his style.
Judges favor red.
Pato getting the judges' favor here. It's a little interesting. It's tight. It's a tight match.
It is.
And now the momentum can completely change with Pato in this position. Look at him wrapping up Fabricio's arm, climbing to the back, getting to the back of Fabricio Andre, looking for the hooks, breaking him down inch by inch here.
Andre's got to keep his hips free. And if he's going to move forward, he's got to run forward with the bottom leg first. There he tried, but his hip got caught. Watch his neck right here, too. And now the leg is, Pato stripped the leg free.
One hook in.
Yeah, he's got the top hook threaded through now.
Trying to rotate the hip to get to the other hook in, or to get to the other side, but so he can get the hook in. But you know, we talked about this once before. Fabricio's a bit of an emotional guy, and it looks like once things are really not starting to go his way, it changes his mentality, his mindset, and he gets frustrated pretty easy. And I think Pato's doing that just now. He's making it very difficult, technically. And look at that rear naked choke on Fabricio Andre. Does Diego Pato? He has it on. He's about to get this submission, and he gets it. Diego Pato Oliveira, beautiful submission on Fabricio Andre. Rear naked choke from the back. Wow. The year of the duck. Look at that backflip by Pato. You talk about BMFs and grappling. Diego Pato is just that. 2 division champion of Who's Number One. Let's take a look at the replay here. We saw the early Kimura attempts of Fabricio Andre. Pato countering time and time again. Andre almost got to the back of Pato.
Yeah.
So a little guillotine attempt there. Such a battle here. And then Pato was able to get to the back, get top position, inch by inch, got the rear naked choke on, got the submission. What an incredible performance by Diego Pato Oliveira. The champ of Who's Number One gets another W here on the mats.
Your winner via submission and still featherweight champion in the red corner, Diego Pato.
Immediate sit for Pato to be expected.
Yeah, winner going to take on Owen Jones. This is a really interesting matchup here. Pato has been on an absolute tear. And Ethan Krelenston has looked as good as he's ever looked in his last few matches. Pato, yeah, as much of a menace as Pato is in the leg game, man, he can wrestle. He's great from the top position. He just really knows how to wreck legs. But Krelenston, very well versed. in top game, bottom game.
We've seen different competitors as well. Just one more point on Pato. We've seen different competitors as time has gone on choose either the gi or the no gi camp when it comes to competition in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So the hybrid athlete, some would say, is a bit of a dying breed. Not Pato. Victorious and successful across gi and no gi. And Ethan Crelinsten, as we mentioned in his last match, is a household name in the world of ADCC, especially in this division. Has time and again proved that he is a formidable force. Very well-rounded. Finds himself fending off a possible attack from Pato, though.
Pato trying to turn that leg in, keeping Ashid up to the outside. Crelinsten trying to keep all the weight forward on that foot. Now you see him trying to sneak it back. Pato able to get the heel off the mat. Sneaks his left arm inside to help defend here.
Pato, sorry, keep going.
No, go.
Pato's the who's #1 featherweight and lightweight champion is what I was going to say. Has submitted Diogo Hayes and Dante Leon for those respective straps.
Yeah, he's just a gangster. He's constantly chasing the submissions here. Canadian B team, black belt Ethan Crelinsten. 50-50'd off here. Really focusing on the defense at this point. Hasn't even reached back to try anything offensively. Really focusing on making sure his foot stays safe. See him walking it away, trying to get that knee to the ground. Pato just sucks it back in, sits him back down. Trying to bring this foot across. Oh, look at him just extending it out and trying to like physically turn the foot into position. Sort of when I say he's a menace, this is what I mean. He just does things that you're not expecting. All right, Crelinsten able to get that knee to the floor.
Trying to get that knee line free. But Pato does such a good job of keeping the lock tight around the hip. The leg never seems to be too low when he gets into the leg entanglement to where you could easily pop your knee out. He has a very firm control over the knee line. In the corner of Pato, not only Guy Mendez, but this time also Tynan Dalpra, who there was some speculation as to whether we would see Tynan Dalpra at the ADCC World Championship, but perhaps next time.
And again, they're in 50-50, and Ethan is an incredibly skilled leg locker, and he hasn't even, oh, now he tries to throw that leg inside. A bit more controlled, puts it back to the outside. Crelinsten follows up, gets that foot to the floor. But from that 50-50, Crelinsten didn't even look to be offensive on the legs. He was solely focused at Pato not getting to what he knows he wants to be at. And I think that's a really smart move from Crelinsten.
Pato throwing a toe hold now, forcing Crelinsten to roll.
Crelinsten looking at it, looking at a toe hold of his own here. That cutter foot submission, trying to extract his knees in the process. Almost gets it free. Pato able to butterfly back off. Butterfly back off, and he'll get himself back to 50-50 here. Crelinsten adjusts knee brace with the leg over the shoulder of Pato. Now he gets that knee back to the mat.
Pato seems to have been poked in the eye. Something is bothering him. At least it looks like.
When Crelinsten gets that foot to the floor and gets it weighted, Pato does such a good job of driving the hips out to sit Crelinsten down to gain access back to that heel.
5 seconds until points come into effect. Wow. Pato working on a heel hook here.
I mean, these guys haven't stopped the entire time. They are into points now. Let's see if Pato treats this a little differently now and maybe uses some of these attacks from 50-50 or attacks on the legs to come up and get scores.
One thing I've noticed about this match too, Jay, is Ethan Crelinsten, when he's in these leg situations, very comfortable.
Oh, so calm, so calm. That's what I said. I'm glad he didn't just go reckless and try to match back on his own submission, and that he really focused. Like, Pato is incredibly dangerous from there. So the fact that he you know, made sure that he kept himself safe is, you know, important in focusing on, you know, winning is the biggest objective here.
Important to mention as well is the physical strength of Ethan Crelinsten and the dedication he puts into his physical preparedness for these different matchups. It's something that sets him even that next stage of elite athletic ability. You have to be good, and you have to be technical with your jiu-jitsu at the highest level, but also you need to be in shape. Especially in the ADCC rule set.
Especially in ADCC rule set. Great
Now
podcast too.
And he has
Member of the Simple Man podcast. Very entertaining.
Now the false reap possibly coming through for Pato. Defended by Crelinsten.
Again, he's been very aware of everything that's been going on. Like as much attacks that have been happening, like he's never been in trouble where he's had to flee off of a submission too much, right? I think there might have been one attempt from Pato that he really had to address. Pato K's off, trying to get behind that foot.
Back in the 50-50.
Again, Crelinsten focusing on keeping that knee to the mat, trying to get his weight in a position to where he'll, there you go, get him to unlock that figure four so this is a little easier to open. 2.5 minutes to go. The Canadian Ethan Crelinsten representing B team and AOJ's Diego Pato.
Pato looked like he had a brief look at the inside heel hook. Really fighting for it as we have just over 2 minutes left.
Pushes, trying to get back across. Looks like Crelinsten's trying to get his leg out of the 50-50 position.
Now spinning, orienting his hips in a different way, deep on the leg now.
Oh, wow.
Oh, but look at the defense of Ethan. Beautiful work by Crelinsten to navigate that.
Like you said, he just seems on point. You know, he's staying calm, understands what he has to do to stay safe. And with that said, man, Pato is just not relenting on looking to finish.
Once again, in on the leg, and every time that Pato is able to spin underneath and potentially find room for that inside heel hook that he so loves, he's met with the quick resistance of Ethan Crelinsten.
1 minute to points here. Now, once points start, now we're in, you know, now we're in takedown territory. Crelinsten, very good wrestling. Pato's got good wrestling as well, so this will be very interesting. This is our last quarterfinal match of the day too. After this, we'll just have our super match with Gordon and Pena.
And you know, Diego Pato has gone on record. Oh, here we go. We might not even need to see if Diego Pato.
Oh, wow. What timing on this sweep here.
Oh, and it turns into a knee bar.
Oh,
look at that.
Wow.
From a takedown attempt, sitting back to the ground and knee barring. That tripped us up, Jay.
You know what? We were so, and I'm sure Ethan was the same way. He was so focused on not getting scored on for the points that leg went straight when him trying to extract right to the knee bar. AOJ's Pato, absolute menace and into the semifinals.
All right. Both immediately sitting guard. First time we've seen that, at least on mat 1. And immediately under the leg is Owen Jones, and on the other leg now too, Diego Patos, bronze medalist in ADCC 2022 in the under 66 kilogram division.
Jones out the gate looking to get a hold of the foot. What I like what Jones does is he gets, and I don't know if this is technically what he's doing or how, but from my perspective, it looks like he's looking to get the bite on the foot, and his legs will kind of find their way in. Like he'll use rotation or pummeling to get his legs to a position where you're trying to extract that foot, but he has control now to kind of hit that Aoki or belly down on the ankle lock. Just fun setups from Jones, but now he's dealing with a very heavy Pato on top.
One thing that was signature of Owen Jones yesterday as well was his ability to meet the explosive movements of the competitors he fought against. And look at this, underneath once again.
Oh, Pato got a good bite on this right leg, and he gets the tap. Diego
Oh my goodness!
Pato.
That quickly!
He had the right foot collected. They were crossed off. I'm not sure if it was an outside heel. Maybe we could see it on the replay. But he had got the legs crossed up, had the right foot trapped, and able to put away Owen Jones and move into the finals.
And our first final is underway.
Three-time world champion Diego Pato won his third black belt world title earlier this year in this building, taking on Joao Mendez. Joao turning up the pace early on Pato.
Immediately trying to get to work. I think that was part of the game plan coming in, to put the pressure early.
Really great performance from Joao Mendez here today at the Crown. Like we mentioned, took out Kennedy in the first round, then beat Ademir Barreto in the Crown featherweight semifinal to advance to this match with Pato.
Pato immediately, as soon as the guard was initiated, already wrapped up the lapel. As you can see in the background there in the corner of Joao Mendez, Andre Galvão. All the way across the mat on the other side, Guy Mendez of AOJ.
Lapel grip is a really hard grip to break for Joao Mendez. Pato looks like he's sticking with that grip. Currently trailing by one advantage. Now he lets go of it, switches to double sleeve. Pato normally competes in the light featherweight division, went up to featherweight for this edition of the Crown. Definitely has shown that he can compete at the highest levels, either light featherweight or featherweight, Jake.
Yeah, not afraid of any weight class or any matchup. Just wants to continue to improve and showcase this incredibly well-rounded jiu-jitsu that we've come to know. And you know, watching him in the gi, he's competed IBJJF no gi all over the place, has seen the highest level of just about every organization in jiu-jitsu. Now in the IBJJF Crown. Now Joao Mendez up by one advantage. But you know, with Pato, that can change very quickly.
3 minutes into this Crown featherweight final. Joao Mendez of Atos leading Diego Pato of AOJ by just one advantage. Pato now looking to collect both legs. Back to that lapel grip, tying up his right leg.
Mendez trying to keep that left knee in front of Pato to prevent that De La Riva hook from getting too deep. Now Pato trying to invert underneath. Look for an opportunity to turn this into a back take.
Good job resetting the position by Joao Mendez. You can see him trying to kick that left leg free. Get clear of this lapel grip. He's doing such a good job of controlling Joao.
A little bit of separation for Pato there.
Coming up on the halfway mark, no points on the board yet. This is your IBJJF Crown featherweight final. Joao Mendez of Atos leading Diego Pato still by 1 advantage. Pato has been pretty insistent on using this lapel grip to wrap up his right leg, control Joao Mendez. And it looks like he's been working towards sweeping opportunities, but hasn't been able to string any attacks together and come up on top.
Definitely tough. It's a tough position for Joao Mendez to be in. You know, he is up by this advantage, but the more that time winds down and the deeper he allows Diego Pato to get his grips and really wrap him up, that could be just more problematic as the match goes on, because then it puts him in a position where he might not be able to score back as quickly. Now Pato has the grip handed off to his left hand, and he's controlling with his right hand the sleeve. So that entire left side of Joao Mendez is compromised at the moment, which can be very difficult to pass from. And moreover, to keep your hips facing Diego Pato.
We saw Pato switch to a double sleeve control earlier in the match, but has since gone back to this lapel grip.
Mendez trying to kick that leg out.
Nearly got his foot free.
And caught just by his own heel. 3 minutes, 35 seconds. Just a very narrow lead in favor of the Atos representative in the white gi, Joao Mendez. Pato still in a great, has a great grip orientation, a powerful grip orientation, I would say.
Pato nearly comes up on the sweep, but Joao Mendez back up in top position. Still just 1 advantage separating Joao Mendez from Diego Pato. Got about 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. This is your featherweight final at the IBJJF Crown. Pato comes up on top.
Now we've seen Joao Mendez able to get sweeps set up from the bottom position, as you can see him nearly doing here. Oh, but Pato's on the back.
2 points for Diego Pato. Less than 2 minutes left. He's in a great position here. 4 points for Diego Pato. Now Pato working on this choke. Oh,
And that's
Diego Pato gets the submission. He's your 2024 IBJJF Crown Champion. Diego Pato. Beautiful performance, gets the submission. And the crowd here supporting Pato, chanting his name after he gets the submission victory. Beautiful performance from Diego Pato Oliveira, wins the crown title in the featherweight division, wins over Osvaldo Queixinho,
2024
Jamil
featherweight
Taylor, and Joao Mendez. Diego Pato gets the submission in the final. He's your featherweight crown champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with your winner, Diego Pato. The crown fits perfectly, sir. I feel like every time I talk to you, you're winning something else, whether it's gi or no gi. Tell me how you're feeling right now.
Like a king. Yeah, it's like the last time I compete, crown was not good, but this time like I came got like a lot of experience for the last years, and now I'm here. So when the guys want to like a fight, real fight, I'm here to like deliver one of my best performers. Every time they open game, I'm here for it. So you guys saw on the beginning of the match, it was kind of like stuck, but as soon as like I started like keep it moving, keep it going, I was able to get. So thank you guys.
Diego, we've seen you compete all over the world in so many organizations, different weight divisions. Are we going to see you at IBJJF No Gi Worlds? Do you have any plans going into 2025?
I'm going to take a break this year, but next year I'm going to come back for sure. Like I said, I have been collecting a lot of things during the year. One of them is like a plan to move up to featherweight. Let's see the plan. Let's like try to match the division up. Yeah.
Well, we look forward to seeing you again. Diego Pato, ladies and gentlemen.